improve him as a player behind the scenes, which I'm sure.
Hello, it is Jack Gill, and welcome back to Mundo Sporto. We are live for Everton versus Manchester City this evening. A big game for City. They can go put themselves in an even better position in the Premier League. And for Everton, it's, you know, not much is expected from them tonight. Can they produce a shock? This video is sponsored by OneFootball. We'll get into that in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to break it down for you. Here are the team news for this evening. Everton start with Pickford in goal. Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, Mina, Digne, Doucouré, Davis, Iwobi, Richarlison, Sigurdsson. Really interesting lineup from Everton. They go for four centre halves, really. I expect it to be five at the back from Carlo Ancelotti this evening. Amazon have it as though Digne will be playing in left midfield, so it's going to be interesting to see early on how they are setting up, whether they are playing with a back five or a back four. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll read through as many comments as you can, but remember the super chat is there if you definitely want me to read out your comments. I'll mute the TV for you all now, so you can't hear it. And don't worry, I won't forget to do the clock. Before we get to Manchester City side, I just want to let you know about tonight's sponsors, OneFootball. So here you go. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the only football app you need to follow thousands of teams, hundreds of leagues and competitions worldwide. It is packed with all the latest news, videos, fixtures, scores, stats, and key dates, and it personalizes the content that you want. It allows you to put your favorite team in, your favorite leagues, the fixtures you want to follow. It is an incredible app that I use, all my friends use, my family use it, everyone I know uses OneFootball, and if you're not using it yet, you need to go and download it. So there we have it. There are our sponsors tonight, and if you don't have the OneFootball app, make sure you download it now. The Man City team news: in goal, Ederson, Kyle Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Mahrez, Bernardo, Foden, Sterling, and Gabriel Jesus. So it looks like we'll see Cancelo off the left for Manchester City this evening. 3 changes from them. Of course, in form, Ilkay Gundogan isn't available tonight. He picked up a knock against Spurs, so they're without him. But yep, keep the comments coming in. I'll read out as many as possible. What are your score predictions for this evening's game? A lot of people saying hello to everyone in the comments. Someone saying to remember the clock. Don't worry, I will tonight. Spencer says, hi Jack, hope you are well, up the Reds. Absolutely, mate, a massive win for us tonight, and I have an eye on this Everton game, hoping that, you know, that their confidence is dented going into the game against us. Just when we're on a high, we seem to turn it around with the performance last night. We can go into the Merseyside derby on a high, and they'll go into it off the back of defeats against Fulham and Manchester City. Fingers crossed that you know, Everton drop points tonight. But yep, let's carry on reading the comments out. A few people were asking me to mute the TV. Sorry, I didn't realise it was coming through. Remember, if you want to put this alongside the game this evening, the game is on Amazon Prime, which hopefully will mean that I'm not behind today, because, you know, there's been a few circumstances where I've used the BT Sport app and I've been slightly behind. So today I should be on a par with everyone else. Yuvraj thinks it'll be 2-1 to City. I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing after yesterday's win. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Eliza John 5 feels as though the Bitters will get a point. Keyjam 476 thinks it will be 3-1 to City. Liverpool for Life says 2-0 City. Quite a few 2-1 Cities. TAA Masterclass also thinks it'll be 2-1 to City this evening. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think Everton are going to lose tonight, and I think they're going to lose comfortably. I can't see them losing. I think personally I can see 3 or 4-0. I'm going to say 3-0 to Man City. But yeah, it could be a cricket score tonight. You know, Everton comfortably beaten by Fulham at the weekend. Richarlison didn't have too many touches that day. City have been on a roll recently, and it's going to be very strange this evening. Antoine thinks it'll be 3-0 City. Will says it feels weird wanting City to win a game. Absolutely, it does, doesn't it? You know, for so often recently, we've been used to being very, very close to City. City being our biggest rivals for the title, but now the title looks as good as theirs. And for us, we're looking at that top 4 race, and Everton are on our toes. And tonight, for them to drop points going into the Merseyside derby, I think would be fantastic for us. TAA Masterclass says Trent was great against Leipzig. So Mira thinks it'll be 3-2. You'll never walk alone. Dimar says, can you show us the TV show, not you, and Everton will win? Interesting that you're watching a watch along and saying stuff like that. I think you should put Amazon on yourself, mate. Saint Troy says, I remember wanting City to win in the 2011-2012 season. Yeah, obviously the famous Aguero goal. I think we all did. You know, it was comical scenes. It was the best Premier League title win of all time. You know, they left it very, very late, and it was just fantastic to see on our screens the tears over at the Stadium of Light from all the United fans that thought they had done it, but they hadn't. Jersey Boy says, Jack, wow, 1-0 to Porto versus Juve. No idea what the Juventus keeper is doing. I'm not watching that game. I'm focusing on this one. But if you keep on letting me know what's going on, I'll carry on reading them comments. And yeah, Porto into a shock lead there. But Juve will probably turn it around. Ronaldo hat-trick or something ridiculous over there. 7 minutes till kick-off now. It's 8:15 kick-off, remember. This evening, sorry, I have the hiccups. Jersey Boy says Sevilla are also 1-0 up. Suso, obviously a former Liverpool player, scoring the goal there. So yeah, that's good to see. TTV Klopp thinks it'll be 5-1 in the Everton game. Interesting. Will says, despite being a Liverpool fan, that gave me goosebumps when Martin Tyler said Aguero. Yeah, I think as the majority of football fans would have felt the same about that. The only football fans that won't like that moment are of course United fans who are on the other side of that. But yeah, it's a wonderful moment and one of the best footballing moments of all time. I think that Aguero goal late on there. Jersey Boy thinks 3-1 to City. Maximus says City wrap up the Premiership title tonight. Interesting. I see we've got a City fan there. I wonder if we've got more City fans in the comments. For me, as far as I'm concerned, I think City have already wrapped it up. You know, even if you have a couple of injuries here or there, your squad is so good. And I think you're far enough ahead with the amount of points that everyone else is dropping to go on and win the Premier League now. And to be honest with you, Maximus, I can't see you slipping up this evening. You know, Everton without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think it would be a complete different game with him in the Everton side. But without him, you know, we saw against Fulham at the weekend, they really struggled going forwards, and you know they're very, very shaky at the back at the moment, Everton, and I think City are just going to be too strong for them this evening. TTV Klopp has changed from his 5-1 prediction. He now thinks it'll be 2-0 to City. And let's have a look at the rest of the comments. He says Rooney's face when City won it was priceless. Yep, there was just so many moments about that goal that were outstanding. Jersey Boy correctly points out that Everton also without James Rodriguez tonight. Yeah, they've got quite a few faces missing tonight, Everton. It's a very weak side, as I say. I can't work out just from the side whether we're going to see Digne left wing back or whether we're going to see him in left midfield and, you know, 4 at the back with centre backs, right back and left back for Everton tonight. It's going to be interesting. As I say, Amazon have it down as a 4 at the back. I personally reckon it'll be a 5 back tonight. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we see every single Everton man behind the ball this evening, and Everton just playing to try and grind out a 0-0. It's going to be interesting to see Foden in that Ilkay Gundogan role as well. Obviously, Gundogan has been doing so well recently and scoring so many goals, creating a lot of chances for City in that position. And without him, it's going to be interesting to see how Phil Foden fills that role tonight. So, yeah, more predictions. Bobby Barron thinks it'll be 4-1 to Manchester City. A lot of people thinking that City will outclass Everton tonight. Ben Dalton, who I believe by the look of his picture looks like a Manchester United fan, he thinks City are going to outclass Everton. Says here, Maximus says, Liverpool are on course for a 7th Champions League because we're very good in Europe. Ole's a PE teacher. There you go, from a City fan himself. Liam Barry and Johnny, hi. Welcome to the chat. Antoine Okango thinks it's going to be 5-1 to City. Joni agrees with me, 4-0 this evening. Dari Dali says 3-0 to City. A lot of people predicting a big Man City win tonight. I can see the teams coming out of the tunnel now. Kickoff is just around the corner. Remember, if you've got time to check out the One Football app, they sponsor this video tonight, this evening. This video would not be able to happen without them. So go and check them out now. And if you haven't got the One Football app, I honestly advise you to get it because it's fantastic. All Around Football thinks it'll be 1-0 Everton. Interesting. We haven't had too many people predicting an Everton win this evening. Yuvraj has changed his mind on his prediction. He thinks it'll now be 3-0 to City. Eliza John says, wow, you're all writing Everton off. Yeah, they've got so many injuries. You know, City are so strong at the moment. I just can't see them dropping points lately, especially not to a very weak Everton side who lost to Fulham at the weekend, of course. Yeah, keep your comments coming in. Remember to let me know what's going on in the other games. I'll let you know what's going on in this game. And I've remembered, don't worry, I'll remember to start the clock. The game will kick off in about 3 minutes. We see them doing that lineup where the Premier League anthem will be played in the background. Just to remind you of the team sheets: in goal for Everton, Pickford, and then they've got Holgate, Mina, Keane, Godfrey, Iwobi, Decore, Davis, Digne, Sigurdsson, Richarlison. As I say, you know, it's set up on Amazon as a 4-4-1-1 with Digne as a left midfielder. That's how they reckon it's going to be this evening. I wouldn't be surprised to see a back five, you know, with Holgate perhaps playing as a right wing back and Digne as a left wing back, or you know, something like that. We've seen, you know, Ben Godfrey playing on the right for Everton in recent weeks. It wouldn't surprise me if he's playing on the right for them as well. For City, Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Silva, Rodri, Foden, Mahrez, Jesus and Sterling. So Cancelo off the left today, Walker off the right. And as I say, Foden will take up that Ilkay Gundogan role. It's finished 1-1, Fulham and Burnley, I believe, earlier on. You know, I expected a draw in that game. I put a couple of quid on it. So it's going to be interesting. TTV Klopp says he's hoping for goals. Doubt there will be many, though. I tell you one thing for sure. I hate watching Manchester City because, you know, how teams line up against them is just stupid. And I'm expecting a similar thing from Everton tonight. You know, I reckon Ancelotti will try and get this Everton side to produce a very strong defensive performance. But nonetheless, I think City will be comfortable. They'll dominate possession, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game. You know, I think if City get an early goal, then it really could be a whitewash. Whereas if Everton hold on, they might end up, you know, exploiting some vulnerabilities perhaps on the counter-attack for City. We've seen City themselves aren't without injuries this evening, but it's a big boost for them to see KDB on the bench for them, of course. People still pointing out that obviously Porto are 1-0 up against Juve. Yeah, a massive scoreline right now for them. Callum Tippin asks how I am. I'm good, thank you. Oliver Little, hi. Nice to welcome you to the chat. Ben Dalton asking, who would I rather win tonight, Everton or City? For me, City, because I think you know, I think the title race is done already, and I think it will be a big game at the weekend between Liverpool and Everton. And you know, for Everton to go into that game off the back of 2 defeats, us going into it after turning our form around last night against Leipzig, you know, I think it will favour us slightly. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Merseyside derby at the weekend. All Around Football also pointing out that Sevilla have gone ahead through Suso as well. We found that out earlier on. Oliver Little says, "What are your top 6 predictions for the end of the season?" Hold it right there, because I can see now the players are taking a knee, and we get the game underway. And let's start the clock. Yes, see, it's a good start. Let's hope for this all evening. City starting off with the ball at their feet, and that's how I imagine it's going to be for the majority of the evening. I expect Everton to allow City to have a lot of the ball. I haven't forgot about the comment that's currently on screen. I will do the top 6 prediction as the game goes on and starts to get boring. But I want to talk you through the first few minutes, and I can see it's Laporte on the ball now. He finds Diaz. City inside their own half, playing the ball around right now. Everton pressing well, pressing Kyle Walker, who's on the ball. Walker forced to go back to Ederson, who now goes left to Laporte. And Laporte has time on the ball. He's not being pressed highly. Joel Morris, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. He's pointing out that Porto are winning 1-0 against Juventus. Yeah, big scoreline there. And, you know, as I said earlier on, I very much expect Juve to go on and win it. They've got Cristiano Ronaldo. He'll probably end up scoring a hat-trick or something stupid. But yes, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. City on the ball on the right-hand side now. Bernardo Silva finds Mahrez. Mahrez inside. Rodri. Oh, Bernardo loses the ball to Iwobi, and Everton will look to break quickly. Richarlison plays the ball just behind Sigurdsson, and Everton are unable to get out their own half. Mahrez inside. So somebody asked for a top 6 prediction. I can see, hang on, Cancelo's storming forward on the ball, not being put under any kind of pressure, and he hits it, and Pickford makes a decent save down to his right, and it's a corner ball to Manchester City. Yeah, it's poor from Everton defensively. Just no one closed Cancelo down. They allowed him to roam forwards with the ball, and Cancelo just lined one up. I'd be happy if he scored that. You know, I've triple captained him on FPL, so would have been nice for me that. But Pickford, the ball bobbled just in front of him, but he saved well. The ball's come in for the corner. Jesus on the edge of the box. Can he hit one? Yes, he can. It's blocked, and Everton get it away through the Corre. But it's not out of danger. Tom Davis now smashes clear, and it will go. It won't go out for a City throw. It just stops, and there is no pressure from Everton whatsoever. You know, City are allowed to calmly bring the ball forward slowly. So yeah, top 6 prediction. I will go for City. I think are going to win the league. I reckon United to finish second, Liverpool third, Chelsea fourth. A bit of pressure now from Everton. Oh, Ederson with a dodgy first touch, but he recovers well. If Richarlison was Everton have won the ball high up the field. Digne goes. They just don't look like they know what to do with the ball when they get it at the moment. Everton, they had it in a good position there. City have lost the ball once again to Richarlison. Richarlison goes right to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi, can he whip a crossing? He cuts inside past Cancelo. Oh, and then tries to get past Foden. Slows the game down now. The ball's whipped in from the right-hand side. Laporte scuffs his clearance. Some messy stuff from City early on here. Rodri goes to Cancelo, who concedes possession again to Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina tackled well by Rodri, but then Foden tackles Rodri. And City will now go forwards with some pace and with some energy about them. Mahrez, he's got Walker on the overlap. He finds Walker on the overlap, but Ben Godfrey challenges, and it goes out for a City corner. So yeah, City, they're defensively looking a bit vulnerable, gave the ball away a couple of times, but they showed that they can break fast, and they're taking the corner quickly. Mahrez then whips one in after a 1-2. It's headed away. Walker with a hit and hope forwards, and Pickford claims. Mark Caldwell pointing out City have been all over the place. At the back a bit there. Yuvraj, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday. But yeah, City looking a bit all over the shop at the back there, causing themselves some troubles. I think Everton on a different day with Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have exploited them for that. Tom Davis turns on the ball. Finds Michael Keane, who goes to Yerry Mina. Will says Juventus are lucky not to be 2-0 down there. Decent save from the keeper. And Dortmund have just equalised according to Jersey Boy. But yeah, the game has started interestingly. You know, we've had just over 5 minutes of this one. City have had most of the ball. They've looked strong on the attack. Cancelo has had the best opportunity so far, but defensively, they've given the ball away softly. City on a couple of occasions, and I think Everton on a different day would have taken advantage of that. But they've been a bit slower with the pressing, and Richarlison wasn't able to make the most of it. But they've pressed City high up the pitch here and won the ball back, but Iwobi has given possession away. The ref had already given a throw, though, by the looks of it. It was Mahmoud Dahoud who scored for Dortmund, by the way. So they are level now against Sevilla, 1 goal apiece. Haaland got the assist, I believe. So City with the throw in line with the halfway line. I think it was Gabriel Jesus who's gone to ground there. But the ref can't see anything wrong with it, and he's given a throw to City. It's thrown by Cancelo to Foden, whose pass is a bit sloppy, but Cancelo does well to get it under control. Laporte, Diaz, just inside the City half with the ball. Diaz turns on the ball and finds Phil Foden, who finds Rodri. Rodri roaming forwards with the ball now. The Everton midfield looks a bit disjointed in this opening 10 minutes. There's a couple of times that they've been allowed to roam forwards with the ball in that sort of position, Manchester City. As Mahrez now on the right-hand side, cuts in. Couple of step overs. His cross is then blocked by Ben Godfrey, but Everton can't get it away. It's Bernardo Silva on the edge of the area, and his drilled effort is saved with ease by Pickford. And the camera's just pointed to Pep Guardiola, who looks satisfied with the first 7 minutes here, but wanted more from that effort by the looks of his face. Sonny McSharry thinks it'll be 2-1 to Everton. Yuvraj says, who are you supporting, Jack? Well, I see Everton as a rival, and I see City having already won the title. So, you know, I think I'd rather City get the 3 points this evening. Iwobi's won the ball back for Everton on his own, on the edge of his own area. He's found Decore on the right-hand side. Everton look to break quickly. He's found Sigurdsson, who lets it run to Digne on the left. Digne puts a ball in. Decore, can he hit it first time? Blocked well, but Everton broke quickly then. It looks promising for them. Laporte, inside. They're not doing too badly here in the early stages, Everton, as I say. Disjointed in the midfield area. City are allowing a lot of the ball and a lot of time when they get it in the middle of the pitch. But they've broken on a couple of occasions. Foden to Bernardo Silva, just inside the Everton half. Bernardo turns on the ball past Tom Davis and then goes back to Laporte. Laporte slows the game down a bit, finds Cancelo. Good first time pass by Jesus. And here is Rodri roaming forwards on the ball, just entering the Everton area when he goes outside to Sterling. Sterling cuts inside. Can he whip a cross in? He pulls it back. It's blocked and out for another corner. 3 corners already for City inside this opening 9 minutes. That one was well won by Sterling. Good defending from Yerry Mina, though. So, yeah, I'm just watching it back again. Sterling causing the Everton defence all kinds of problems, but Yerry Mina blocking the cross well. And it is a corner ball now to City. Can they break the deadlock here? The ball is whipped in, headed away by Godfrey, but only as far as Mahrez. Mahrez turns and goes backwards to Kyle Walker, who goes inside to João Cancelo, who whips it back over to the right. Mahrez, good first touch, gets it under the control, but it's a good tackle by Luca Digne. Gabriel Jesus, does really, really well to beat Digne there. That's a lovely piece of skill. And he looks to put it across the face of goal, but it's blocked again and out for a corner. From an Everton perspective, they won't be happy with how easily Digne was beaten then by Gabriel Jesus, but that was a lovely bit of skill. You know, he really sent him, and Digne committed too easy there. That's poor defending from him. Salah will have a field day at the weekend if he defends like that. Foden will take the corner for City on the right-hand side, points to the sky and doesn't beat the first man. It's headed away for another corner. Michael Keane heading away. 5 corners for City inside the opening 10 minutes. People saying that Juventus are all over the place in the final third over in that game between Juve and Porto. Foden again from the right-hand side. It's a better corner. It's headed away, though, again by Michael Keane. Sigurdsson gets the second header, but Rodri recovers for City and is a hit and hope over to that left-hand side where Jesus is, but Mason Holgate defends really well and heads out for a City throw. Here's João Cancelo on the left-hand side now. Does a couple of step-overs. Then looks to put a cross in. Decore standing his ground well. Cancelo, though, tries to get past him, but ends up sculling himself there. João Cancelo. Decore defended really, really well for Everton, and it is a goal kick to Everton. Let me know what you think of the opening 10 minutes. Liam Barry asking what's with the dark background. I'm sat in front of curtains, mate, this evening. That's all it is. Sorry if it's an issue. Samira asking who we think will win, Chelsea or Atletico. I think Atletico are one of the favourites for the competition, in my opinion. So I favour Atletico. Pickford takes the goal kick. Won well in the air, but City recover the ball. We're going to see a lot of that this evening. Everton are happily going to allow City to dominate possession. We've seen a couple of occasions when Everton get the ball, they look to break quickly. But, I can't see it staying 0-0 for long before City break the deadlock. Walker goes inside. Gabriel Jesus back to Bernardo Silva. Here is João Cancelo. João Cancelo roams forward with the ball. How often has he been able to have time on the ball today? His position in this system for Pep Guardiola as an inverted fullback has worked really well for them this season, and he's having a lot of space today. Everton win the ball on the halfway line, but Richarlison loses it far too easily. City weren't too happy. I think Bernardo Silva felt that he should have had a free kick after being bundled to the ground, but the ref thought it was fair, and Richarlison should have done better with that opportunity. Chicken Boy hopes Juve go out. It would be nice to have, a really good side knocked out early on, and we have a history of getting Porto, of course. So we could get Porto in the quarters. That'd be a nice fixture. Gabriel Jesus for City now on the halfway line goes left to Laporte. Backwards now to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker for Manchester City. He goes inside to Rodri, over to the left-hand side now, where Manchester City have the ball. They're biding their time. Sterling to Cancelo, back to Sterling. And now back to what looks like Diaz on the halfway line for City. 2-1 to Dortmund now as well. Haaland has scored for them. It sounds like a really good game over there between Dortmund and Sevilla. Suso opened the scoring earlier on, but they had Dortmund have pulled it back through Mahmoud Dahoud, and now Haaland to go into the lead there. Inside now to Rodri. City have the ball in the middle of the park. Rodri goes right to Mahrez. Mahrez with a lovely pass in behind to Bernardo, who lets the ball run. Oh, he beats Michael Keane very easily, and then he goes to ground. What will the ref give? Nothing, to be fair to Bernardo. It didn't look like he appealed for anything. Andre Mariner didn't even seem to consider the decision. Let's have a look at this again. He beats Michael Keane at first far too easily, and yeah, he just falls to ground there, Bernardo. As I say, he doesn't really appeal for a penalty himself, so I think he knows that there wasn't much in that. But it's a shame he couldn't stay on his feet, because that looked like a good opportunity for City. But I think the strength of Michael Keane there has worked really well for Everton in the end. And looking at this, I think they've given a goal kick, but by the looks of it, to me, that should have been a City corner. So Everton benefit from a decision there from Mariner. And Yerry Mina has stayed down. I can see Seamus Coleman is getting ready to come on. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I expect, obviously, Holgate on the right-hand side to move over to the centre. And you'll see, obviously, Seamus Coleman coming on the right-hand side for Everton. Juvraj thinks we should sign Haaland. Absolutely, I agree. I think it would be an incredible signing, but it's going to be very, very tough. And another thing I'll point to is his agent, Mino Raiola. Liverpool don't often like to deal with Raiola, and it'll be interesting to see if that affects where Haaland goes in the summer. But yeah, generational talent, one of the best young talents in the world, if not the best. I think people won't argue. It's definitely between him and Mbappe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Haaland or Mbappe? Not just who should come to Liverpool, but who's the better player. Obviously, we saw Mbappe scoring a hat-trick against Messi's Barcelona last night. Big Champions League night for him. Dylan Popel says, all right, lad, welcome to the chat, mate. Hope you enjoy the game. He thinks Mbappe. And yeah, it looks like Yerry Mina won't be able to continue for Everton. Coleman, as I say, has just got changed. But I'll keep you informed on whether he can or can't. We can see Holgate on the screen now. Yerry Mina has been able to walk off, so he doesn't seem to be limping or anything. He's moving slightly gingerly, but I expect him to come back on the pitch, at least for now, and try and run whatever it is off. Coleman has now got a bib on. He's doing his stretches. And it'll be interesting to see whether Yerry Mina can continue here. Pickford goes long with a goal kick. City win the first header. It's Rodri who wins the header for them. Doucouré tries to clear, but it's blocked by Jesus, and City have the ball on the halfway line. Rodri, yeah, I can see Yerry Mina on my screen now walking alongside the outskirts of the pitch. Walker on the right-hand side for City now. Goes backwards to Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz forwards to Cancelo, who almost looks like he's playing in a double pivot for City. He's so inverted for them off that left-hand side. Here's Mahrez now off the right, goes inside to Walker. Walker, what's he going to do with it? Swivels on the ball a couple of times. I asked what he was going to do with it. I don't think Walker knew what to do with it there. He lost the ball. Let me know what you think of Kyle Walker. I think, I used to think he was a very, very, very good right back, but I think in recent years, he's lost some of his abilities, and he lost his position at the right hand side. Cancelo's been doing really well there for City, but City have got him behind here. Gabriel Jesus looking to break the deadlock, but it looked like really good defending there from Everton. Jesus at least thinks that it should be a corner. The referee, Andre Mariner, has given it a goal kick again. Surely he can't get it wrong again. Tom Davis, it was, who was dispossessed too easily in midfield for Everton. Just seeing the replay again. Who got the last touch on the ball? If it was Michael Keane, it's incredible defending from him. Ooh, it's a tight one. Michael Keane does get a touch on it, definitely, but I can't tell if Jesus gets one afterwards or if it comes off Keane last. But it's very, very good defending from Michael Keane, that. And now I am seeing on my screen, Yerry Mina will not be able to continue, and we will see the introduction of Seamus Coleman. Now, Holgate will go alongside Keane, and it does look like a back four to me this evening. Digne does look to be playing left midfield for Everton tonight. But yeah, that is the change. Seamus Coleman on, Yerry Mina off, and Seamus Coleman, I think, did decent for Everton off the bench against Tottenham in the Cup. Of course, Everton went through in that game, through to the last 8. They are now in the FA Cup. We saw them celebrating in the changing rooms like they've won the Cup. But a big opportunity for Everton to get their first trophy since 1995, of course, in the FA Cup. They're through to the last 8, but they've got a difficult tie against City in that quarter-final. Scary Ninja 7 says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Jensk 1102 says, is Kingy on? No, Josh King hasn't started this game. I believe he's on the bench, though. It's interesting because Eddie Howe is in commentary this evening. Ruben Diaz, halfway into the Everton half, turns on the ball. He's been a very, very good signing for Manchester City this year. Gabriel Jesus now goes to the right-hand side where Mahrez is. Can he put a good cross in? Riyad Mahrez, backwards to Walker. Walker whips one in. I said good cross, but that really, really wasn't one. It's, high and goes straight out for a goal kick. Didn't bother Pickford whatsoever. Liz Golden says Walker is 30. Seems to be showing his age a bit. Yeah, I absolutely agree. He's lost a couple of yards of pace. And you can tell that he's definitely not getting younger, Kyle Walker, and he's lost his place in recent weeks. He's been brought back in tonight. We've seen Cancelo off that left-hand side this evening. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It'd be interesting to see if he starts for Gareth Southgate and for England in the European Championships in the summer. England, of course, have an abundance of good right backs coming through. Young Trent, of course. You've got Reece James. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, some very, very good young English talent at right back. Ian Barron says, "Hi guys, it's the Mad Darlow fan. Hope you are well. Nice to have you, mate. Yuvraj pointing out that Juventus aren't the same this season. Remember, they're 1-0 down to Porto. There's still a lot of that game left. Sterling off the left-hand side. Cancelo now for City. See what I mean about City games? Just a bit flat, aren't they? Everton allowing City to have a lot of the ball. Inside to Rodri now. Backwards to Laporte. City patiently waiting for an opening. They've had a couple so far, but haven't been able to take advantage. Here's Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. He goes inside all the way over to the left, where Laporte will bring it forwards for City. Sterling to Foden. Back to Sterling. Some good passing here from City. One touch, two touch play, and Foden tries to put a cross low, drilled, but it's easy for Pickford in the end. Interesting from TTV Klopp. He talking about championship action, I think, in the comments at the moment. He thinks Harry Wilson needs to leave at the minute. Ian Barron asking who I am. A lot of people probably expected Craig tonight, but no, it is me on Monday Sporto this evening. Craig did a show earlier on for Anfield Agenda, but you'll have to deal with me this evening for this live commentary between Manchester City and Everton at Goodison Park. Sterling on the ball now for City. What can he do with it? Roams forwards, goes to the right-hand side where Mahrez is. He's got Walker on his overlap. He finds Walker on the overlap, who hits it across first time, but it's a very good block by Ben Godfrey. And City have another corner. If you had a bet on City over 10.5 corners tonight, I think you'll be there before the second half, to be honest. They've had an abundance of corners early on. Jack Nino, interesting. I hope that sticks. A short corner from City again to Bernardo Silva from Foden. Back to Mahrez. Mahrez. I don't know what he's doing with the ball there, but he's gone inside to Bernardo. Cancelo all the way over to the left now. City. Sterling looks to put a cross in. It goes to the middle, but Everton get it away. And Sigurdsson now. Tom Davies. Everton look to break quickly. Richarlison wins the ball well and manages to hold it up really well. Here's Tom Davies now for Everton. What can Everton do? Can we see anything from Everton this evening? They slow the game down. Not that it was speedy at any point, actually. But here's Tom Davies. Now back to Holgate again, who looks for a long ball forwards. It's a good ball, actually, to Digne on this left-hand side. Seeing him further at the pitch now. It's a decent turn from Digne, but he's dispossessed. Walker has won the ball back for Everton. Chiellini has gone off in that game between Porto and Juventus. Looks like a calf injury, according to Will. Be interesting to see if Porto can hold on there, but Foden has gone on the left-hand side to Sterling. Sterling cuts inside well. Really good pass to Jesus now on the edge of the box for City. Goes backward. Was he brought down by Decore? No, the ref tells him to get to his feet. Richarlison, Tom Davies. Andre Mariner clearly not falling for City going to ground easily tonight. He waves play on there as Gabriel Jesus looks certain that that was a free kick. Be interesting to see that back. It did look to me like he went down easily. Holgate now for Everton. Everton seeing the ball. As I said, for a lot of the opening 23 minutes here, they've allowed City to dominate possession and try to sniff any openings out. I think Michael Keane has defended quite well early on here. And Sterling isn't happy with the physicality there from Mason Holgate. Brentford are losing 2-1, says Samira. Interesting. I've backed Brentford tonight, so hopefully Brentford can turn that around. City have the ball again. Walker on the right for them. Inside to Ruben Diaz, who, as I say, has been the signing of the season, in my opinion. He's definitely a player who will be in with a shout for Player of the Year at the end of the season. Let me know what you think about Player of the Year. For me, it's okay, Gundogan, but it's close between him and Diaz as the ball runs through to Jordan Pickford. So not the most exciting 25 minutes here at Goodison Park, but Everton are still in the game. It's still 0-0 between Everton and Manchester City. The cameras have just gone to De Bruyne, who's looking like he's struggling to keep his eyes open on the Manchester City bench. Aguero, of course, on the City bench tonight as well this evening. So they've got some real firepower on their bench tonight, Manchester City. So if it does stay like this for a lot of the game, I don't think it'll be too long into the second half before we see the introduction of De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero. Liz Golden with a dinosaur emoji. Shout out T-Rex Arms, who's starting again for Everton today after we've seen a worse keeper in goal for them in recent weeks in Olsen. I didn't think that was possible, but, you know, some dire performances from him in recent games from Everton, showing exactly why he is their number 2 and he can't get in above what is a poor Jordan Pickford. City have the ball in their own half. Really nice compliment here from Jad Farhart. Thank you very much, Jad. Cancelo now looks to go over to the left. It's blocked, and now Kyle Walker inside. Bernardo Silva over to the right where Mahrez is. Mahrez has caused problems for City today, and he beats Godfrey with ease, but can't pick out a pass. Sterling has won it back, though. Here they are now, City. Can they get a shot away? Jesus does, but it's blocked well, and that is very good from Pickford. Out well and claims the ball. City are managing to cut in from the right and from the left with ease at times, but once they do that, they're not having much luck when they get into the box. You know, there's a lot of Everton bodies around making blocks. Michael Keane, as I said, has been very good defensively at times for Everton early on here. Porto keeper's just made a great save apparently from Rabiot. Everton now on the ball. Can they create anything tonight without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course? Can they rely on Richarlison for a goal this evening? Holgate. Michael Keane back to Holgate. Backwards to Pickford for Everton now. What can he do? Can he create something? We know he's good at distributing. No, he gives the ball away to Foden. Curse of the commentator there. And Rodri or Foden is dispossessed well by Gylfi Sigurdsson. Gylfi Sigurdsson finds Richarlison on the halfway line for Everton. There's not enough bodies going forward to Everton when they get a ball in a position like this. And Iwobi goes backwards now to Holgate. Holgate over to the left where Ben Godfrey is. Ben Godfrey to Digne, who's playing in a more advanced role for Everton this evening. Back now to Holgate on the halfway line. Michael Keane. Everton being patient. Long ball forwards to Iwobi, who keeps it in well. Alex Iwobi. Decore. Over to the right, Seamus Coleman, who was an early substitution for Everton. Yerry Mina going off after picking up a knock. And João Cancelo driving forwards with the ball, but then going sideways to Ruben Diaz, who controls it well. Jesus controls well, goes past Decore. Decore with a cynical challenge and worthy of a booking, gets a booking from Andre Mariner, and he is the first player into the book this evening. Yeah, it was one of those. I think City were breaking. Jesus did a really good first touch, which, you know, took Decore out the game, and Decore's thought, you're not getting past me, brought him down, and he's the first player in the book. It's over on the left where Sterling is. And now Laporte to Walker. Back to Diaz. Diaz forwards over the top. Oh, it's an interesting first touch from João Cancelo, but it runs into the hands of Jordan Pickford. And Everton are back on the ball again. Then they're in no rush when Pickford gets on the ball or when they get a goal kick. You know, I think Everton would have been buzzing before the game to get a point this evening, and they've done well. It's still 0-0 after half an hour. And City on the ball. Foden. There's some really nice 1-2 touch passing from City at times, and Foden driving forwards, goes left to Sterling. Sterling backwards now to Rodri, who chest controls it and brings it down. Passes to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo over to the right where Mahrez is. Mahrez. Can he beat Godfrey again? No, he goes back to Walker. Can Walker produce a better cross this time? Instead, he passes inside to Bernardo. Back outside to Mahrez. Mahrez sizes up Ben Godfrey. Can he beat him? No, he's forced backwards. Bernardo Silva. Walker. Not the best pass, but Walker does well to recover that. Haaland scored 3-1 to Dortmund. Sounds like a really good game over there. More entertaining than this one, but hopefully you stay with me for this watch-along between Everton and Manchester City. Everton doing well in the early stages. City not creating many clear-cut opportunities here. Dortmund, Sevilla, apparently like Barca, PSG. I missed that game last night because, of course, Liverpool were on. But Mbappe scoring a hat-trick. I watched the highlights. I expected it to be a good game between PSG and Barcelona. And after what's happened in games between PSG and Barcelona before, you can't really rule Barca out in the second leg. I know they were at home last night. Sorry, I know they're not the same side that they have been in previous years, but you can never rule Barcelona out. Pickford takes the goal kick forwards, goes over to the right-hand side. But Everton lose the ball. Sterling. Yeah, it did look like a poor goal kick, that from Pickford. Sterling. Backwards. City slow the game down again. They're just so boring to watch, Man City. There's clever stuff at times, but most of the game is very possession-based, very slow, waiting for an opening. I don't blame City. I blame how teams play against them, to be honest with you. You've Raj asking if I have Super 6. Unfortunately, I don't. Liz Golden asking who sucked the least so far, Everton or City. I don't think it's about that. Hang on, because this looks dangerous. Mahrez on the right-hand side for City. Mahrez cuts inside, a couple step-overs, then produces a lovely cross. And Michael Keane gets there with a header. Has Pickford kept that in? It doesn't look like it. City corner, I reckon, here. Yeah. City causing problems. Mahrez dancing past Godfrey and then whipping a ball in, which is headed behind for a corner by Michael Keane. Yeah, I think Everton have done their job so far, Liz. City haven't sucked. They've just not been able to break them down. The ball's in, and I thought City were going to get on the end of that, but they didn't. Everton get it away, but Mahrez on the ball now for City about 20 yards out. He's causing loads of problems. Whips a cross in, headed away. It's fallen to Foden, though, and it's taken a deflection, and that is 1-0. City take the lead. It's that man, Phil Foden. It took a big, big deflection on the way in, but the deadlock has been broken. Manchester City 1, Everton 0. I'd like to see that again. I'm watching it now. It looked to me to take a big deflection to take it past Pickford. But yeah, Mahrez causing issues again, puts that cross in. Everton get it away. Keane gets it away, but not out of the box. It falls to Foden. Rodri leaves it for Foden. And yeah, it comes off Seamus Coleman, the substitute, changes the direction of the ball and ends up taking it beyond Pickford. And it's a shame from an Everton perspective because they defended well for the first half an hour of the game, but City will always get opportunities like that. And that's a half chance, fell to Foden. It's going on target, but Pickford saving that. But for the deflection, the big deflection of Seamus Coleman, which changes the direction of the ball and puts the ball in the back of the net. Phil Foden, the first goal scorer. I think a lot of people may have backed that tonight. What a young talent Phil Foden is. I can't wax lyrical enough about Phil Foden. And here's something for you lot to talk about in the comments. I personally believe that when that young lad retires, he will be the best English talent to have ever played. I honestly believe that. So let me know in the comments what you think of that. Yuvraj doesn't have Amazon Prime, so he's watching me. Yep, I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, I've been impressed with their quality of content. But let me know what you think of the score predictions now. Do you think Everton will end up conceding a few more and City will run away with this now? Or do you think Everton can get back in this game? It's going to be tough for them. City with the best defence in the league this season. They've been much improved defensively. Everton without their top scorer. They're without Calvert-Lewin, of course. Without James Rodriguez. I don't know where the goals are going to come from tonight. You point to Richarlison, but can he do it? The ball forwards long and it's headed back to Pickford by Coleman, who, of course, was the man who it deflected off for the goal. Pickford with the ball at his feet goes to Michael Keane. Michael Keane to Tom Davies. Tom Davies over to the right where Seamus Coleman is. It's a long ball forwards looking for Richarlison in behind, but Laporte manages to clear it for Manchester City and it's Rodri on the ball now. Jesus Decore wins the ball back and breaks forward Sigurdsson. Can Everton create something? Iwobi whips a ball in. What a weird cross. Bizarre from Alex Iwobi. It goes all the way out for a goal kick. Ederson just left it. What do you all make of Alex Iwobi? I think he's poor, me. A waste of 40 million for Everton. And that just sums up his ability with what was a poor cross. Liz Golden thinks Everton can hope for a City own goal to equalise. Yeah, I think it would take something like that, something bizarre, something like a penalty or something to get Everton back into this. But saying that, we saw from the City goal, a deflection can change the game. Haaland on a hat-trick session says, yep, it's 3-1 there between Dortmund and Sofia. Sounds like a really good game. Here's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva swiveling on the ball. Really nice from him. Walker, good back heel from Morris. Nice stuff. Bernardo, inside. João Cancelo whips one in, or just too high for Phil Foden. And Michael Keane recovers for Everton. Alex Iwobi. Everton slowing the game down. Jesus pressing Keane highly. Keane goes back to Pickford. Pickford then distributes well to Ben Godfrey on this left-hand side for Everton. Holgate. Tom Davis. Tom Davis looks up. Tries to beat Rodri, but he's brought down and wins Everton the free kick. Does really well actually there, Tom Davis. I thought he was going to lose possession. EJ asking where Craig is tonight. Craig's just having the night off, mate. I said I'd do tonight. He'll be doing the Manchester United game tomorrow night. Manchester United back playing on Thursday nights where they belong. It's a shame that they look like they're going to get a Champions League spot for next season. I don't know if Craig's in the chat though, or if it's Connor. Everton have the ball on the halfway line. Decore, who's looked strongest for Everton going forwards this evening. Every time he's on the ball, he looks to drive forward and create something. Finds Richarlison. Digne whips the ball in. Richarlison, can he get on the end of it? No. Ruben Diaz is there and defends well, heads well. And Everton still have the ball though. It's Iwobi on the right hand side. Some good stuff. And he finds Coleman. Coleman chips the ball across. Digne! They've done it! Everton have equalised. Well, fair play. I didn't see a goal coming for them tonight. But Richarlison has put this game back on. And it is 1-1. I said I didn't see an Everton goal coming this evening, but they've proved me wrong. It came from nowhere. Some really good work on the right-hand side between Iwobi and Seamus Coleman. It's a lovely chipped cross across from Coleman. And it goes all the way across to Digne, who drills one in. And, does it go all the way in, actually, or does it come off the knee of Richarlison? As I say, a lovely cross from the right from Coleman. Lovely chipped ball. And there is Digne unmarked. Oh, no. Oh, it comes back off the post, hits off the knee of Richarlison and in the back of the net. It's a lucky goal. We said they'd need a bit of luck tonight, Everton, if they wanted a goal. But they've got it there, and it is some really good work on that right-hand side from Seamus Coleman. And it's just come back off the post from Digne and hit Richarlison. He's not known much about it. And there we have it. It's 1-1. And I think Kyle Walker is probably at fault there. He's lost his man Digne in his own box. And Digne has gone on with a good effort. It's hit the post. It's come back off the post. Hit Richarlison. And now it is game on. 1-1. 7 minutes left of the first half plus stoppage time. Stephen says, Vamos, Everton. Iwobi now on the ball. Tom Davis. Everton with a bit of swagger about them now. They're back in this game. Pickford picks the ball up. So, yeah, City went ahead. A deflected Foden strike. Deflection off Seamus Coleman, the substitute for Everton. Pickford's lost the ball. City have the ball deep in Everton's half. Rodri looks for Sterling. Well played, Michael Keane. But it's fallen to Foden, who hits it first time. Pickford does well. Yeah, Foden, the City goal scorer. But then Coleman with a lovely chipped cross to Digne, who's unmarked. Drills a nice shot off the post. Hits Richarlison. 1-1. Mark Caldwell thinks that Origi will start. I assume that's meant to say versus Everton. Yep. Everyone in the stream right now, please make sure you go over like this, subscribe, drop us a comment. Let's have some good interaction. Everton going forwards with the ball now. Richarlison, his first touch is nice, but Laporte recovers and goes back to Edison, who kicks long. Everton have a throw on the left-hand side. This is looking better from Everton now since the goal. That element of good fortune that led to the Richarlison goal has seemed to give them a bit more confidence in this game. I don't think they expected to score this evening, but they have. Richarlison the scorer for them. But yep, remember, like, subscribe, share this channel. It's a channel that's been started by Craig from Anfield Agenda. We're desperate to, try and grow this as much as we can. We're doing loads of different watch-alongs. Tonight we had a few games to choose from, but we've picked this one and it's come to life in the last 10 minutes or so. Davis finds Godfrey on the left-hand side. Godfrey bursts forwards with a bit of energy and then finds Digne. Digne whips the ball in. He was instrumental for the Everton goal. Doucouré. João Cancelo wins it back for Everton. Taib Ali says, I hope Everton lose. Don't we all? I tell you what, they'd be full of confidence if they get anything from this game tonight going into that Merseyside derby, wouldn't they? TTV Klopp thinks that Origi will start at the weekend. Oh, the ball's long. Has Richarlison been brought down there? Richarlison is fuming. So is Sigurdsson. I think it's Emerick Laporte who looked to have brought Richarlison down there about 20 yards out. Whoever it is for City has stayed down. It's a long ball from Michael Keane. It is Laporte. Oh, no, it is 50-50. By the looks of it, Richarlison has just tried to shoulder barge Laporte off the ball and their feet have just got tangled. But Laporte has stayed down. Will is saying the game between Dortmund and Sevilla is making him thankful we didn't go and buy Diego Carlos. Apparently he's been pouring at fault for one of the goals. Devaya thinks that City will get knocked out of the round of 16 of the Champions League. Interesting shout that. They've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, who we know their manager is joining Dortmund in the summer. TTV Klopp says Laporte is injury prone. He is fantastic centre-back, but he struggled with injuries. And now we're seeing, even when he's fully fit, he's struggling to get into this City side. He starts tonight, though. It's still 1-1. City are okay. Laporte is okay, and we're back with the ball in play, and Laporte is on the ball now for City. He's moving fine, so not an injury worry for them. City still with the ball in their own half. The game's still level. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Here is Gabriel Jesus, who goes to Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker looks to thread a pass through to Jesus, who looks to turn. He's tackled well by Richarlison. People falling about all over the place here. Alex Iwobi, what can he do with it? Goes backwards all the way to Pickford. Jesus looks to press. Pickford smashes long. Can Richarlison bring it down? He backs into Laporte, but Laporte wins it for City. And that's really well played by João Cancelo. And City deal with that with ease. And here's Kyle Walker now, just entering the Everton half. What can they do with it? Walker beats Digne, goes inside. He's in the centre of the field, about 40 yards out. Goes over to the right-hand side. Mahrez cuts inside. Can he get past Ben Godfrey? He can't, but he whips a good cross into Foden at the back post. Oh, his first touch allowed Doucouré to just get it away, but it's not out of danger. City still have the ball in the Everton half. Laporte, Foden, turns well, but loses the ball. Ben Davies, Doucouré. Oh, Everton win the free kick. Nearly half-time. Everton will be happy to go in at 1-1. There's a comment here from Yuvraj saying, I think Everton deserve the equaliser. Yeah, they've not been too bad this evening, Everton. They've defended well. They've had a couple of good breaks. No, they had a bit of luck that they benefited from for the goal. I think they probably deserved it. It was really good work from Coleman on the right-hand side. Walker lost his man. Digne was allowed lots of space and time, drilled an effort at goal off the post, hit Richarlison. And it's 1-1. And there was an element of luck about both goals. Foden's goal took a big deflection off Coleman, the substitute. And then Richarlison relied on the ball coming back off the post and just hitting him for the Everton goal this evening. But we knew it may take something like that for Everton tonight without their top scorer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course. Everton on the ball now, though. Doucouré gets it from Iwobi. Here's Tom Davies, who I think has performed quite well today. City have won the free kick. Cancelo was fouled, and they've won the free kick deep in their own area. And Richarlison, I think, is going to go into the book for moaning, to which he replies to Andre Mariner with expletives. But yeah, Richarlison has gone into the book. He's got an element of swagger about him tonight, Richarlison. I hate him. As a Liverpool fan, I absolutely despise Richarlison. I think he's an arsehole, but you know, he's got an element of arrogance to his game tonight, and he is going to be a key man for Everton if they're going to go on and get anything out of this game tonight, as are their defence, who has coped well in this first 45 minutes for Everton. We've got 2 minutes of added time here. And here is Bernardo Silva, Rodri, who's played well for City, Mahrez on the right-hand side. Mahrez looks to get past Godfrey, does really well, puts it on his left foot. Back to Walker. Will Walker try and put a cross in? No, he drives forward instead, and then back to Mahrez, who was underlapping him. He whips a cross in, but Foden can't get it under control. It's away for City. Richarlison brings the ball down really, really well. And he's holding the ball up well for Everton now. That's really well played by Richarlison, actually. Digne, Doucouré, poor pass from him. Walker recovers the ball and goes back to Edison, sorry. 1 minute left of stoppage time. Edison finds Cancelo, who goes forward to the right. One last attack for City, maybe. Here's Mahrez. Really nice first touch. Back to Walker. Doesn't whip it in first time. Drives to the byline and looks to pull it back, but gives away possession. And can Everton break before break? It's found Richarlison. Richarlison can't hold the ball up. And City have the ball back. Bernardo on the right. It's a really nice first touch from him. But he stops and begins to go backwards. And Tom Davies does really, really well there for Everton. A step over to try and beat Walker, but he's lost the ball. And then he brings down Kyle Walker, and it will be a City free kick. Tom Davies then just cheekily kicking the ball away. Will Mariner go to his book? He says no, he's just having a talking to with Tom Davies. He says that he stopped his watch anyway. But yeah, that was cheeky from Tom Davies, and other referees may have booked him. Keep your comments coming in at half-time. I'll read out as much as possible. Super chats I'll definitely read out. But that is half-time. Everton 1, Man City 1. Everton will be the happier side of the two at the break. You know, they've defended well. They've got their goal. Both goals had an element of fortune about them. Foden's goal for Manchester City opened the scoring. It took a big deflection off Seamus Coleman. And then we were level after the ball ricocheted off the post from a Digne shot and hit the knee of Richarlison, or the thigh of Richarlison, should I say, and has levelled the scoreline here. So keep your comments coming in, and I will answer as many of them as possible ahead of the second half. Let me know what you think of that first 45 minutes. But I have to remind you that tonight's stream is sponsored by OneFootball. And here you go. If you want to learn more about OneFootball, just look at this quick ad. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the only football app you need to follow thousands of teams, hundreds of leagues and competitions worldwide. It is packed with all the latest news, videos, fixtures, scores, stats, and key dates. And it personalizes the content that you want. It allows you to put your favorite team in, your favorite leagues, the fixtures you want to follow. It is an incredible app that I use, all my friends use, my family use it, everyone I know uses OneFootball. And if you're not using it yet, you need to go and download it. So there we have it. If you haven't got OneFootball, make sure you go and download it. I use it for all sorts of things, you know, to find out team news before the game. That's how I found out how Everton and City were lining up tonight, to get a few pre-game stats as well. And it uses so many different leagues, so many competitions. And it has that element of, you know, personalization about it too. You can pick your favorite team, which games you like to follow, and it will sort all of that out for you. But without further ado, let me go into the comments and see what you all think of the first half and what is going on elsewhere in the other games. Anfield Agenda, hi lads, pointing out that it's a fantastic app. It absolutely is. Samira saying it's 2-0 Porto. Mad. Wow. Fair play to Porto then. Maybe they are going to produce a real shock tonight and beat Juventus. As I say, you can't rule them out with Ronaldo, can you? Rakitic has come off for Sevilla, apparently. Remember, as well, Sevilla beat Barcelona, I think it was last week, 2-0. So, Sevilla are losing 3-1 to Dortmund. They started well, though. They took the lead. But yeah, it's Porto, who are beating Juventus. So yeah, as far as this game's gone, it's 1-1 at half-time. Both goals had an element of fortune about them. We saw Man City take the lead. Everton had defended well. City have had so many corners in that first half. They've struggled, they found it easy cutting in from the wings, but they've struggled once they get there in terms of in the box. I think Everton have defended strongly. Michael Keane has been really good for Everton tonight. And then, as I say, they got that element of fortune. Manchester City with the opening goal. Foden, the ball fell to him in the box. He hit one, and it's deflected off Coleman, who came off the bench early on for the injured Jerry Mina. It's deflected off him and past Jordan Pickford. But then it was Coleman who produced some really nice work on the right-hand side. Dinked a little cross in to Luca Digne, who's playing in a more advanced role for Everton this evening. We're seeing him in left midfield. He hits one well under no pressure. Walker has lost his man. He's unmarked in the box, Luca Digne. And he hits one off the post. It deflects in off Richarlison's thigh. Richarlison didn't know much about it, but there you go. It is 1-1 going into the break, and City, City being held by Everton here. Everton will certainly be the happier side of the two at the break. Johnny Foot says, hoping Walker can cross is like expecting an EDL member to have teeth. Interesting comment. Walker's crossing at times is abysmal. And as we said, we spoke about Kyle Walker earlier on. He's lost it in the last couple of years, hasn't he, a bit? He's lost a couple of yards of pace on the ball. Sometimes he just tries it from like 30 yards out and wastes possession for City. Other times we see his crossing ability isn't as good, and he's lost his position to Cancelo in recent weeks. But we're seeing Cancelo off the left today. He's still playing that inverted role. He's looking like a central midfielder at times, something that has worked so well for City this season. I'm just watching the Foden goal back. The balls fell to him, the youngster. He's hit it well. It's going on target, but that big deflection off Coleman just sent it over Pickford and into the back of the net. But yeah, what a player Phil Foden is. And if you've got anything to say about Foden, let us know in the comments. Devaja, I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I haven't. She says, Everton giving a good fight. Absolutely. They've done really, really well in that first 45 minutes. And remember, after the game tomorrow, we will have another one of these on Mundo Sporto, another watch along. It is United versus Real Sociedad. United back where they belong, playing on Thursday nights, playing in the Europa League against Real Sociedad. So the Moyes derby there, whilst I watch another former David Moyes side tonight, as Everton have done really, really well in this first half, and they're keeping City level. It's 1-1 here. And as I say, Everton will be the happier side of the two at the break. Samira says, I wouldn't be surprised if Porto extend that lead. So clearly Porto doing really well against Juve. Or is it different? Is it that Juve have been poor? Probably a bit of both, I'd imagine. I saw someone say earlier, talking about Telles, and clearly Porto, not missing him, they're doing well against Juventus. Easy Scotty 99 says, as a Liverpool fan, who do I want to win? Personally, I think City, because I think the title race is done, and we're pushing for top four at the moment. Top four isn't safe for us yet, so teams like Everton, who are a threat for us and our top four position, this is a game in hand for them. Remember, it'd be nice for them to slip up, and especially going into that Merseyside derby as well. It's going to be very, very good to have Everton going into that game off the back of two defeats against Fulham and City. Whereas if they go in on a high after beating City or getting points against City, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be more difficult for us, certainly. If they get something from tonight's game, they'll definitely be confident ahead of the derby at the weekend. Will says Porto have just been clinical and Juve have been all over the place at the back. It's an interesting one. You'll have to let us know in the future. I'm sure. Well, I'll speak to Craig and Connor about it in terms of what games are best for us to do. Whether it's best that we put out a poll early on in the week and see what people are more interested in watching. But I thought, this Premier League game tonight might do well. Everton against Manchester City. And, it's been an interesting game. As I say, City have had a lot of the ball. Everton have been able to break, though, and they've broken quickly at times. They've defended well, though, the majority of their game when City have had a lot of the ball, when City have tried to create openings. And just remember, the task will get more difficult for Everton. City missing Gundogan tonight, who has been pivotal for them in recent weeks. But they've got De Bruyne on the bench. They've got Aguero on the bench. And it'll be interesting to see how early into the second half we see Kevin De Bruyne. Samira loves tonight's sponsors because she can find the scores for matches and news about clubs quickly. It saves time. Thank you very much, doing my job for me. Jensk1102 says Liverpool were extremely unlucky last night. I disagree. I thought it was a good performance all round, a lot better than what we've seen in recent weeks. And yes, we benefited from 2 Leipzig mistakes at the back, but I don't think we were lucky at all. I think, we dominated the majority of the ball. I thought it was a much better performance from Liverpool last night. But thank you, Jensk. I appreciate your comment, but you're wrong. Mark Caldwell says Gerrard is going to win the league. He is. Him and his Rangers side are doing very, very well. I'm delighted for Steven Gerrard. I really, really am. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Celtic, though. Will they get a new manager? Will they get someone like Frank Lampard? Rafa Benitez, who's being heavily tipped to get that Celtic job. Will we see Benitez versus Gerrard? Lampard versus Gerrard in Scotland? Devaya, don't shout. She says, Jack, out of topic, but would you rather prefer Moise Kean or Greenwood in your team? Greenwood for me. We saw Moise Kean in the Prem, didn't really fit in. Greenwood, I think, is an outstanding finisher of the ball, and I'm surprised United don't play him through the middle more, because I think he'd be a lot better through the middle than Martial is for them. That's for sure. Connor Feeney asking if I play video games. I do usually, I usually play FIFA, but I'm having a bit of a sabbatical from that at the moment. I got a bit sick of it. I've got loads of uni work on. I'm enjoying doing stuff like this, these watch-alongs and videos for Craig. FIFA's taken a back step for now. Comment here saying, I think you meant Liverpool were very awesome yesterday. Yeah, I think you meant that too. Samira says, at least we took advantage of Leipzig's mistakes, give us credit. Yeah, I don't think it was just that. We took advantage of their errors, but I think we were also the better team. And also Alisson made some really good saves as well. And it was a decent performance. It was a lot better from Liverpool. Chicken Boy loving the stream. Thank you very much. The second half will be underway soon. And fingers crossed, I remember to do the clock again. If I manage to smash it in both halves, I think I deserve a few super chats from you lot. No, I'm only joking with you. Question here saying Foden or Greenwood. As I say, Foden. If you ask any young talent in the world, and Foden, many of them, I will say Foden all the time. I think bar players like Mbappe and Haaland, I'll say Foden, because I think he's an outstanding talent. I think he's a potential Ballon d'Or winner in the future. I think he's a very, very good player, and I'm gutted that he's City born and bred, and he'll probably stay there for the majority of the career. And the reason why I think he'll be a future Ballon d'Or winner is because City won't go anywhere. They've got the money to stay as a big club now, and to stay constantly pushing for titles and constantly pushing for silverware. And if Foden stays there for his whole career, which he says he's going to, and he stays fit and healthy, then he's going to be in good positions to win Ballon d'Ors. I think he's an outstanding young talent, and he's only going to get better, and he's learning from the best, learning from players like Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, who I'm a massive fan of. I think I've said for a while Gundogan is underrated, and now he's performing brilliantly and getting a real return for Manchester City. Someone said the other day to me that, De Bruyne's going to struggle getting back into this side. I don't think he will, but, comment here saying 200 likes for Jack, guys. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get more subscribers to this Mundo Sporto. And if you're not subscribed to Anfield Agenda 2, please do. Let's try and get Craig and Connor's channel to 100k. It'll be absolutely massive for both the lads. And, I'm here to help them get there. Hopefully, Anfield Agenda gets to 100k sooner rather than later. And hopefully this channel progresses well too. So if you've not subscribed yet, make sure you do. Foden is class, good young talent. Completely agree. He is a very, very, very young, very, very good young player, Foden. And I think he's going to be outstanding in the future. Yep. Smash the like button for Jack's clock starting skills. Absolutely. If I smash that clock twice in a row today, then, I'll give myself a pat on the back after that, because the amount of times I've done these games and I've forgotten it in both halves, I don't think I've got a single one on time yet. And today, if I do not one but two, fair play. I'm doing good. I'm getting better at this malarkey. Craig's grew hair. Interesting. I think Craig wishes he can grow hair like me. But no, I did go bald actually over the first lockdown. Maybe I'll have to do it again. Let me know. Spam the likes for me to go bald again. I don't like it though. I look like an egg. I literally look like a hard-boiled egg in its shell. When I go and get my tan in the summer, I look like a hard-boiled egg in its shell. Whereas at the minute, pale, not been out of the UK for a while because of COVID. I'm shell off at the moment. That's the look I'm going for. Bull says you deserve a raise if you manage to do the clock twice. Spam the chat, mate. Spam the chat. Jack, I love this stream. Thank you very much, Yuvraj. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Man City is who I hate, is this comment. TTV Klopp says, Craig's got younger and grown hair. Yuvraj says, I make her laugh. Thank you very much. Man City do not win anything this season. Just wait and see. I disagree. I think the title's already theirs. I honestly do. So, it's very, very interesting that you say that. They're in the Carabao Cup final already, which I can't see them losing, despite them coming up against Jose Mourinho. I just can't see them losing that competition. City, that's been their competition the last few years. Betty Butte says, handsome chat. Well, thank you, Betty. I don't know if you're talking to me or Craig, though. Probably Craig. Here I am, I'm back. Jesus, I don't know what's going on here. And I tell you what, it's absolutely ruined. My Wi-Fi has absolutely ruined the clock. But I've started it now. We are underway for the second half. And I will share now this clock. I know it's not on screen, but I did start it on time. So there you go. But yeah, apologies for the little Wi-Fi error there. I am back. I don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi there, but I am back, and I did start the clock on time. So there we go. Twice in a row, smashed it. City on the ball. Morata coming on for Juve apparently over in that game. Juve still 2-0 down. Apologies again for my Wi-Fi issues there. Sterling on the left-hand side to Foden. Foden to João Cancelo. Laporte inside to Diaz. Ruben Diaz. LMC thinks it'll be 2-1 Everton full time. Really interesting that. I think City will go ahead and win this 3-1, mate. I was wrong at the start of the game. I thought this would be a whitewash 4-0 to City, I think I said. Hashtag blame Connor. I honestly don't know what happened. I think it was an issue my end. A lovely 1-2 there. Cancelo on the edge of the area. If he scores, then I'd be happy. I've triple captained him, so he's lost his clean sheet tonight. It'd be nice for him to get on the score sheet. As I say, it'd be nice for Everton to go into that Merseyside derby against us, having not got anything from tonight's game. Is a game in hand. They are a top 4 rival. Here is Rodri roaming forwards. He goes to the right-hand side where Mahrez is. As I say, he's looked bright tonight for City. And his cross is blocked by Ben Godfrey. And here is Iwobi now for Everton. What can he do? He finds Decore, whose first touch is poor. And it runs out for a City throw. Look at this. LMC showing some love for me. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what you think of this stream in the chat. Let me know what you think of the game in the chat. City on the ball now, slow in possession. 2 minutes gone of the second half. Can they find an opening? There was a little change of pace there from City. They worked the ball quickly, and Tom Davies manages to get a block in, and it's another City corner. As I say, if you had the 10.5 corners for City tonight, they've had 8 so far already. Corner after corner in the first half for them. Yuvraj is going. See you soon. James Quilliam says, great stream, thank you. Foden takes the corner again, whips one in. Pickford punches. He gets his T-Rex arm to the ball and punches clear. Ball backwards now to Edison, who's taking his time on the ball in no rush. He goes wide right. City roaming forwards. Bernardo Silva not put under any pressure. He finds Mahrez on the touchline, cuts inside, a few step overs. Can he beat Digne? He whips across in, headed away by Holgate. Richarlison now holding the ball up well again. It's a little challenge, a little niggle from Diaz in Richarlison's heels, but Richarlison goes down rolling like he's been shot. He's hardly touched him. It's a foul, don't get me wrong, but Richarlison rolling around the floor and then moans at the ref, gets back to his feet and runs fine. I think he wanted Diaz to go into the book then, Richarlison. But it was obvious what Diaz was trying to do there. He just wanted to break up the game, didn't want Everton to counter quickly. Richarlison held the ball up really well, and there was a couple of runners for Everton. Cancelo clears the ball long after winning it back, and the ball bounces. Can Keane get the ball back for Everton? Yes, he does. But the ball was already out apparently anyway. So Seamus Coleman will take a throw for Everton. LMC says it could stay 1-1. Yeah, it absolutely could. Everton have defended well in the first 50 or so minutes of this game. And City haven't been as creative as they have in recent weeks. Bernardo Silva, yeah, they've definitely missed Gundogan in this first 50 minutes. But when will we see De Bruyne? I think he can change this game. Iwobi on the right for Everton. He's got Coleman on his overlap. Here is Iwobi, cuts inside, plays it across to the left-hand side where Godfrey is. Godfrey. Now to Tom Davies, who I think has played really well for Everton today. I think in recent weeks for Everton, he's been hit and miss this season, to be honest with you, but I thought he had a good second half and a good extra time against Spurs in the FA Cup. And he's played all right today. Long ball forwards from Keane, dispossessed by Cancelo in that inverted fullback role on the left-hand side for City this evening. He roams forward. He's not put under much pressure. He keeps on going, Cancelo. Then inside to Sterling. Sterling is put under pressure, but finds Rodri. Rodri to Walker, who's not put under pressure. I was expecting him to line up a shot, something ridiculous. That's what we usually see from Kyle Walker. Here's Mahrez. Holds the ball up a bit. Backwards to Walker. Walker swivels on the ball a couple of times. A few ball rolls. And then finds Gabriel Jesus. Mahrez. Will he clip on him behind? No. Goes backwards to Rodri. City biding their time here, waiting for a nice opening. But Everton not willing to give them an opening. There's Cancelo with a nice ball. Jesus is cleared away. And there's Bernardo Silva. Great save. Pickford. Bernardo again. Tackled well. Now Digne away for Everton. Richarlison, did he get to the ball first? Yes, he did. Does really well there to win Everton a free kick. But Richarlison, yeah. But City nearly went ahead again then. Bernardo Silva with a really good half volley. The ball dropped to him. He volleyed it on his left foot. Pickford gets down well and saves well. Darren Hodgson wants Everton to win tonight. Jay Palmer wants it to stay a draw. Yuvraj is back. She wants it to stay as a draw. Liz Golden with the T-Rex arms. Jensk 1102 says the back five at Leipzig were arrested today, accused for bad defending. Interesting. Probably one of the worst jokes I've heard in my whole life, mate. But thank you for the comment. City have a throw deep in their own half now. Chicken Boy says Grujic is on for Porto. Porto, of course. Grujic is Porto. Grujic on loan there. They are 2-0 up against Juventus. Not many would have expected that tonight. Mamadou says, love the video. Thank you very much. City in possession of the ball again. Diaz to Laporte. Laporte forwards long. Looking for Foden to run in behind, but Keane does really well and goes back to his keeper, Pickford. Pickford takes a touch and then clears under pressure from Foden. It's a lovely ball forwards. Richarlison there. And that's a nice pass over to the right-hand side where Iwobi is. Richarlison's played really well for Everton this evening. Iwobi. Oh, there's Sigurdsson. Nice attack for Everton, but really good defending from City. I think it was Diaz who was quick across there, slid across, got the block, and then it was comfortable for Ederson. But City break on that right-hand side. Everton causing problems for this City back line. It's over to the left-hand side now for City, where Sterling manages to keep it in with a nice chest control inside to Cancelo, who looks to pass in behind to Sterling, but he hits it too hard and it goes behind for an Everton goal kick. But yeah, that was a really nice chance for Everton, who attacked quickly. A burst of energy from Richarlison, who picked the ball up on the halfway line, fired it over to Iwobi on that right-hand side, and it was a nice ball from Iwobi to Sigurdsson. And yeah, it is Ruben Diaz, I think, across with that lovely block from him. Still 3-1 to Sevilla. 3-1 to Dortmund, sorry, against Sevilla, and still 2-0 to Porto against Juve. City win the header, but Everton keep it in the City half. Cancelo on the ball. Oh, Everton are starting to see that this game is there for the taking. They're pressing a bit higher. They're playing with a bit more energy. They're putting that City back line under pressure when they're trying to keep the ball. This is better from Everton. They are causing City a fair few problems at times. Sterling on the left-hand side seemed to tie Coleman's legs up, and then he puts a ball across all the way over to Mahrez. Lovely ball from Sterling, that. And Mahrez whips one in. Pickford manages to claim. Right idea, though, for City. But Pickford was there to it first. Darren Hodgson really wants an Everton win tonight. Keep your comments coming in, folks. Oh, Pickford with an interesting kick. I think he scuffed that. But Everton have managed to keep the ball. But Richarlison can't hold it up, and City have won it back. Emerick Laporte. Cancelo inside now to Rodri. Rodri finds Walker, who cuts inside, and he'll probably hit it. No, he finds Jesus in behind. Lovely pass, and Jesus hits it over the bar. But that was an opening for City, a real chance for them. A change of pace from Walker, a nice ball, found a gap, and Jesus skies it. He should have done better there. Yeah, Michael Keane was too narrow for Everton. Jesus was allowed space to bring it under control, but fires a left-footed shot over the bar. Thomas asking where Craig is. He's got the night off, mate. He will be back on this channel tomorrow for the Manchester United Real Sociedad game in the Europa League. United back in the Europa League where they belong. Stephen Somerville says, Jack, will you be doing a collab at some point with Nothing But Red's channel? I've not been asked. Tom Davis, put under a bit of pressure there. City pressing Everton highly now. Jordan Pickford on the ball. Clears forwards. Can Richarlison hold it up now? No, Diaz heads away brilliantly. But Everton have the ball on the halfway line. That's a poor pass from Mason Holgate. And, well, Mahrez won the ball back, went to ground. Was that a foul? It'd be interesting to see it back. The ref says no, he's given an Everton throw. Everton on the ball. They've gone from left to right, but Cancelo sniffs out the long ball to the right-hand side and chests it back to Ederson. Just over half an hour to go here. Keep letting me know scores elsewhere. Brentford lost again tonight, says Yuvraj. Are you a Brentford fan by any chance, Yuvraj? Ruben Diaz now on the ball, inside to Bernardo Silva, who looks outside to Mahrez again, but instead turns, swivels, and goes to the left. Sterling, can he beat Coleman? He can. He puts it through the legs of Iwobi, but Iwobi wins it back. But there is Rodri for Manchester City. His role has been important for City tonight. He's had a good game. DJ Selbach still thinks City will win it 3-1. Sterling. Here is Cancelo, who goes backwards. City biding their time. They're not forcing any openings. Here is Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz. Over to Rodri. Ter Stegen forward says, poor. Eliza, John has picked up on my accent. Back to Rodri. Diaz puts it into the Everton half. Jay Palmer says he's Foden playing. Yes, he is. He got the opener for City, courtesy of a deflection off Seamus Coleman. But it's gone down as a Foden goal. On the score sheet, again, the youngster. What a talent he is. Sterling cuts in from the left, then stops, then goes backwards. Rodri whips one in, spotted Pickford off his line, but once again from City, it is a poor cross, and I don't think it'll be long before we see De Bruyne on the pitch. Darren Hodgson wants Everton to score in the next 20 minutes. Question here, a really good question. What are your thoughts on Henry potentially being the new Bournemouth coach? I think it would be absolutely beautiful, that, mate. Bournemouth would be a nice project for Henry, and I really look forward to seeing him there. I hope he gets the job, and my eyes will be on Bournemouth in the Championship if he does. It's a big opportunity for Thierry Henry as well. Pickford takes the goal kick forwards. Long ball forwards. Can Richarlison hold it up? It's a really good aerial battle between him and Diaz. Diaz won the header there, though. Oh, I thought Sterling was in behind there, but Pickford is out like a shot and clears it up the pitch. Here's Foden. Foden, can he get past Seamus Coleman? No, he can't. And it's still high pressure, though, from Foden. And Everton under pressure. Pickford gets his foot through the ball. It's a long clearance from him. Laporte brings it down with his chest. And now it's Cancelo on the halfway line for City. He's lost it to Iwobi, but Rodri wins it back. Cancelo now on this left-hand side. Poor touch there, and he's lost it to Coleman. And now he's out of position. It's Iwobi on the right for Everton. Can Everton counter? They slow it down. Iwobi hasn't got too many options forward with him. City have enough players back. Alex Iwobi now finds Richarlison. That's a nice from Iwobi. Sigurdsson puts it on his left. Over to the left to Digne. Walker out of position again, but that cross from Digne is poor, and it goes out for a goal kick. Jay Palmer says, if it stays like this, would it be a boost on Saturday for the Reds? It's interesting. I think Everton will be boosted if they manage to get a point tonight. I really think they will. They come to this off the back of a defeat to Fulham, but it'll be a real boost for them if they can get something out of this game. So that would make it tough for us. But yeah, I think whether Everton win or lose tonight, nothing was expected from them tonight. They're still a top 4 candidate, even if they lose this evening. So it's still going to be a tough game for the Reds. Here's Gabriel Jesus, goes over to the right-hand side to Mahrez, well snuffed out by Luca Digne, who got back to sniff that one out. But it's a City corner again. Half an hour left here. There's still plenty of time for City. Eliza thinks differently. She thinks if Everton lose tonight, they will be even more motivated for the Liverpool game. Interesting. Ball in. Headed down by Rodri, but headed wide. It's off target. Big chance for City there. In the 9th corner of the game. Good header from Rodri, but he can't get it on target. He's put under pressure by Mason Holgate. Eliza John, you're quite right. You did say 1-1 before the game, but there's plenty of time here for City to get a winner, or for Everton to get a winner. Connell Taylor asking what my score predictions are for the derby. An interesting one, and I'm going to leave you to wait for some of the pre-match build-up for that. Or if you've watched the Anfield Agenda podcast earlier in the week, you'll already know what I think ahead of the Merseyside derby. But I've been impressed with Everton tonight. They've done well against Manchester City. And if they play like this against us, they're going to give us a real game. But City on the ball now. Foden, turn, swivel. Nice. Over to the left. Sterling. Can City create something here? He cuts inside. Goes backwards to Cancelo. Cancelo to Rodri. Rodri clips one in behind. Can Silva get on the end of it? It's punched by T-Rex arms and it's out for a City throw. Ewan Jackson has watched the pod. He's listened to the pod. He knows exactly what I think tonight will be. The weekend will be. Here's Cancelo on the ball now for City. He finds Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva goes right. It's Kyle Walker on the right-hand side for City. Back to Bernardo. Bernardo's first touch is poor, but he recovers it well. Finds Laporte. Laporte sideways. City don't know what, like they look. City look like they don't know what to do at the moment. They don't know how to break this Everton side down. But here's Bernardo. Bernardo inside again to Mahrez, who hits it first time, and that is lovely. And City have found their goal. It is 2-1, and it's a lovely strike by Riyad Mahrez, and they bided their time. I said they looked like they didn't know how to break this Everton side down, but they do. They have done. And City back in the lead. Ancelotti doesn't look too impressed with that one, but it's a lovely finish from Riyad Mahrez. And they bided their time. They were patient. And Mahrez came in from the right and whipped one first time with his left foot. It comes off the post and into the back of the net. Pickford is never getting to that. His arms aren't long enough. But yes, City are back in the lead. It's 2-1. And I said this at 1-0. I couldn't see Everton scoring, but I really can't see them getting another one now. I think City will be professional and see this game out. But there they have it. City are back in the lead, 2-1. And it is a lovely finish from Mahrez. With that left foot of his, I said all evening, haven't I, this first 63 minutes, he has looked dangerous every time he's been on the ball, every time he's been able to cut inside. And there he found himself cutting inside, having enough space, enough time to think about getting a shot away. And that's exactly what he did. And he benefits from a touch off the post and into the back of the net. But as I say, there was no chance Pickford was getting his little arms to that. He's only got little arms. He couldn't touch the crossbar. He couldn't touch the crossbar. The Algerian beast with a wonder goal, says Jay Palmer. Absolutely. Get in there, says Yuvraj. What a strike. Absolutely. A big, big goal for Manchester City, that. And I think some people before this game thought this was a big night for their title hopes. Obviously, their game in hand. I believe it's 10 points clear they go tonight with a win. I personally think it's done now. The title is done. But tonight, a lot of people will think it's confirmation if they get 3 points this evening. Ancelotti on my screen now. He's not looking too impressed. His side defended well for 62 minutes. They conceded via a deflection for the first goal. They managed to get back in it with a bit of luck. The ball ricocheting back off the post into Richarlison. Not that the Brazilian knew much about it. And then they went up the other end. And then City have just taken the lead again. TTV Klopp says, best Algerian player in history. Interesting one, that. Definitely one of them. Probably the best. But let me know what you think. Can City get another one? Here is Walker. Over to the right-hand side, Bernardo Silva. He cuts in and produces a nice cross, but can't be the first man. Holgate heads clear. Jake asking if Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be back for the weekend's Merseyside derby. It sounds like he will, mate. I think Ancelotti was hoping he would be back for tonight, but he's not made it. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's back for the weekend. It would be just our luck. Apparently, Greenwood has nearly scored for Porto. Here's João Cancelo off the left. Whips across in. It's a nice ball to the back post, but there is Pickford to claim that one. Catches it well. But distribution poor, and Everton lose the ball deep in their own half. City on it now. Cancelo in that midfield position, playing as an inverted fullback, finds Sterling, but it's a poor first touch from him. Loses it to Coleman, and then cynically brings him down and deserves the yellow that he gets from Andre Mariner. Yeah, it was Sterling caused his own problems there. First touch was poor. Lost the ball, and after that, Coleman was on the counter-attack for Everton. Sterling had to bring him down, and receive the yellow card. He's caused his own issues there. Stewie Johnston correctly saying that City will be a long way ahead of Liverpool with a win tonight. Definitely out of reach for us, I think, the title now. I can't see... It's not even that I don't see Liverpool getting the points from now till the end of the season. I just don't see City slipping up as much as they need to. I think a big turning point was their demolition of us a couple of weeks ago. Darren Hodgson says, "Oh no, Jack, it's not over yet. It's not over." You have to remember though, mate, Everton hit by injuries. No Calvert-Lewin tonight, no Rodriguez. Though Richarlison's played well, though they've looked dangerous at times. I just think we'll see a clever City side see the game out now. Everton preparing a double substitution. We will now see the introduction of James Rodriguez, and we will also see Josh King coming on for Everton. So Carlo is going for it. It's 2-1, remember. City twice been in the lead. And it's Alex Iwobi and Tom Davies who are coming off for Everton. Remember, James Rodriguez, Joshua King are the players coming on. Be interesting to see if they change their shape now. Yuvraj asking if DCL will return for our game. Yeah, as I said before, I expect him to. It'll be just our luck. Jay Palmer says City are ruthless and have been throughout the season, especially Foden and Diaz, in my opinion. Gundogan as well. I thought when he got injured the other day, that might be a turning point, but we've seen De Bruyne return to training this week. Pep said it's not a serious injury. A reminder that we've just seen Rodriguez and King come onto the pitch, and Everton have a free kick whipped in from Digne. But it's all the way over, and it will go out for a City throw on the opposite side. Yeah, too heavy from Digne, that free kick. Oh, I tell you what, City under pressure in their own half, though. Really well pressed there, and Laporte loses the ball, but Everton can't make any of it, anything from it. And Edison rolls out quickly. Here's Bernardo Silva. City keeping the energy and keeping the pace in this game, but now they slow it down. They like dictating the tempo, don't they, City? Being in control. And they've slowed the game right back down now. Back over to Laporte, who has shown that when he's pressed deep in his own half, there's an element of panic about Laporte's game at the moment, and he gave the ball away really deep in the City half then. Oh, my screen's frozen, but it's back. We're back now. Let's have a look here. Holgate holding Sterling. City winning the free kick for that. They've now got the ball on the right-hand side. Walker, Mahrez, of course, got a lovely second goal. A beautiful strike from him. Lovely finish, slotted with his left foot from the edge of the area, off the post. Of course, no chance Pickford was getting anywhere near it. Cancelo, the lovely ball across to Mahrez. Mahrez goes backwards. Got Diaz on the ball, high up the pitch for City. Mahrez again. What can he do? Couple of step overs, then backwards to Diaz again. Diaz, the little ball roll. Lovely from him. What a signing he's been for Manchester City. Really turned them around defensively. Player of the year candidate, in my opinion. Cancelo, Sterling. Here is Rodri, who has been good for City tonight again. His role was going to be even more important for them tonight. We knew Everton would play on the counter. We knew City were going to be without Gundogan in that midfield. And here's Rodri again over to the left-hand side where João Cancelo is. Poor pass from him, and he's lost it to Gylfi Sigurdsson. What can Everton do? Here is Coleman, who hits and hopes, and he's lost the ball. Everton's attacking presence is fading as this game's going on. They're not looking strong on the counter anymore. They're giving the ball away easily. Coleman's just been dispossessed easily then as well, and Sterling's beaten 2 or 3 men. And City are on the attack. Foden back to Sterling. Lovely from Sterling. It's bounced off Sigurdsson and fallen to Foden, but then Everton get away. Yeah, that was really nice from Sterling on the left-hand side. Everton with the ball. Richarlison tackled really, really well by Kyle Walker. City looking strong now, looking confident, leading. Bernardo back out to Mahrez. Mahrez, I think it'll be 3-1 soon, guys. Mahrez back to Walker. Mahrez again snuffed out by Digne, but Walker still on the ball for City. Goes backwards. Richarlison is pressing, but eases off as Ederson's on the ball now. Laporte. City have the game where they want it. They're 2-1 up. There's 19 minutes left. Everton and their attacking presence is fading, despite them bringing on James Rodriguez and Josh King. They've made all 3 of their substitutions before City and before Pep Guardiola has even looked at his bench. Remember, City have a strong bench. De Bruyne's on there. Aguero's on there. They've got an abundance of talent. Spent a lot of oil money on players outside their starting 11. And if anyone can work out how much their bench is worth this evening, please let me know. Here is Aymeric Laporte. And he's lost the ball. So sloppy from him. He's looked sloppy at times tonight, Laporte. He's lost the ball too often. And he's given away a throw here as well now after losing the ball. Holgate throws backwards to Keane. Can Everton get back in this game again? Can they get another? Let me know what you think in the comments. Taisha says, yes, they can. I can't see it. I think City will see this game out. Diaz concedes the free kick. And Richarlison, who has been a bright spark for Everton this evening. I think he's done really, really well in the absence of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yuvraj says, our injuries have cost us this season. Everton are preparing a free kick in the City half. City looking like they're trying a high line from this set-piece routine. James Rodriguez whips one in, headed away by Diaz. Here's Sterling now. Will City put this game to bed? Will Everton get back in this? Bernardo over to the right where Mahrez is. Mahrez, Bernardo. City playing with the ball in their own half. Rodri changes the ball over to the left. Cancelo inside to Sterling in the centre of the pitch. Backwards to Laporte, just inside the City half. Foden, good one-touch pass in from City right now, but Foden loses it to Holgate. And now it's James Rodriguez. Everton get the advantage. Sigurdsson back to Ben Godfrey, who goes across to Michael Keane, whose first touch is a bit dodgy. And City are pressing Everton high. Michael Keane smashes the ball long. And it's too long. No Everton players making the run in behind. And I can see Richarlison's head is starting to drop as well for Everton now. City on the ball. Go over to the right-hand side. Walker with a soft pass to Mahrez, but it makes his way to the Algerian. Walker's got it back on this right-hand side, back to Ederson. As I've said before, City got the game exactly where they want it right now. They're happy to dominate the possession. Everton are growing less and less confident as this game goes on, and City look the more likely of the two right now to strengthen their lead. Here is Cancelo. Here is Sterling on the left now. Just inside the Everton box, well defended by Holgate. Cancelo keeps it in on the left-hand side. Recycles possession. Rodri. Foden. Rodri. Here is Laporte. Keep your questions coming in. If I can't answer them during the game, I'll answer them just after. I'll scroll all the way through. I'm trying to focus on this game while it goes on and while it's still very close. But if you've got any questions on this game, I'll answer them now. And if the game goes a bit dead, I'll answer any questions outside this game. But if not, I'll try and answer them afterwards. Here is Rodri for City. Bernardo Silva over to the right-hand side where Mahrez is. Mahrez back inside to Rodri. Rodri for City. Can City put this game to bed? It's gone very flat at the moment. João Cancelo. Everton look tired. Tired legs from Everton. This is a side that last week took Tottenham into extra time in the FA Cup. Oh, lovely from City. Lovely play. And that is a strike. And that is 3-1. Game over. Bernardo Silva, the scorer. And that's what City do so well. They looked like they were in control. They were playing the ball slowly. They didn't look like they wanted to force an opening. They were happy just passing the ball around slowly. But then they changed the pace. They burst into life. They burst up the gears. And they have put this game to bed. Manchester City 3, Everton 1. And Everton will be going into the Merseyside derby at the weekend off the back of 2 straight defeats to Fulham and Man City in their game in hand. And yeah, I'm watching it again now. Rodri, Walker, slow on the ball, but Mahrez changes the pace, finds Jesus. Jesus, first time to Bernardo Silva, who takes a first touch, faints again, and fires a thunderous strike. Pickford gets his hands to it, but can't keep it out. There's a lot of power behind that strike from the Portuguese Bernardo Silva, and this is game over now. The title is over, and it looks like it's going to be City's blue ribbons on it this season. Decore. Foden wins it back again. Are City finished? It doesn't look like they are. Sterling over to the right-hand side. Mahrez cuts in. They've broken quickly here. Foden. Good tackle by Luca Dean for Everton. And Everton look to get it away. Decore on the ball for them now. Foden pressing highly, causing Decore some problems. But Decore is fouled by Foden and a free kick given. And we are going to see, for the last 12 minutes here, the introduction of Kevin De Bruyne. But not until the ball next goes out, says the referee, as Everton take the free kick quickly. They've clearly looked over and seen De Bruyne's ginger locks. And now they're cacking themselves. They took it quickly to avoid him coming on for now. Imagine being 3-1 down and you look over and De Bruyne is about to come on. Madness. Bernardo Silva now for City. City done so well here against Everton. Top 4 candidates tonight with some key injuries. They're without Gundogan. De Bruyne's been on the bench, of course. Aguero's missed most of the season. They've had Walker off the right. They've had Cancelo as an inverted fullback off the left this evening. They've rested John Stones. That's why I thought for a couple of weeks the title race is over, because you just can't seem to see them slipping points at the minute, dropping points at the minute. They look real on it, really on it. They look in fine form at the moment, City. And they've bided their time tonight against an Everton side who have defended well for the majority of the game, but they've taken their chances. Sterling now is being replaced by De Bruyne. Takes the armband off and gives it to the Belgian. Let's have a look at a few of the comments. Yuvraj thinks City will score more. Kate says, can only hope Liverpool get better once injured players return. There's a chat right now, I think, between Liverpool and City fans in their comments. Some Merseyside derby chat. Liverpool versus Everton, of course, is a really, really big game at the weekend. Everton will be going into it off the back of a defeat here, but can City embarrass them? De Bruyne with a lovely pass to Jesus, dummied by Foden, dragged back from Jesus. Here is Bernardo Silva. Oh, really clever that from Jesus, but he concedes a goal kick to Everton. Yeah, it was nice, but he never really had that under control, Gabriel Jesus. But we see already after De Bruyne has come on exactly what he can do. Look, his vision to pick out an unmarked Jesus there is just lovely. A sublime pass from the Belgian. Laporte wins the header as Everton look to try and get in behind. And James Rodriguez takes the throw to Everton. Decore on the ball now. Porto have won 2-1. They've beaten Juventus by 2-1. So another one of my bets this evening has fallen through. I love losing money, mate. 3-2 Dortmund as well. Jesus, what a game there between Dortmund and Sevilla. I expected that one to be a nice game tonight, actually. Godfrey goes back to Pickford. I think Everton are conceding that this game is over. They do look like tired legs. They have done for the last 10 minutes. They've been run ragged. But they've got him behind here. And it's an interesting first touch from Josh King. He couldn't get it under control. And Edison is able to get it under control and get it in both hands. It was a long ball forwards from Keane from the back. Well won by Digne with a header. But as I say, King's first touch. Can't get it under control, and Edison is brave, comes out and claims it. We're into the last 10 minutes here, plus whatever is added on. Yuvraj says, Everton just couldn't get past City. Yeah, I agree, with a bit more firepower, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front for Everton tonight. I wonder if they'd have had more opportunities, more belief. City have been shaky at the back at times through Laporte, through Walker. I wonder if they had a bit more firepower up front this evening, if they got more out of this game, Everton. They have the ball on the attack now. It's a good cross in. It's cleared. Only half cleared, though, Decore, but he can't get it under control, and Foden defends well and finds Gabriel Jesus inside the City half now. Laporte then loses possession again. Foden not very happy with that pass from Laporte. As I say, Laporte's been shaky today. He really has. Sigurdsson backwards to Keane. No real urgency from Everton right now. City 3, Everton 1 here at Goodison Park. James Rodriguez switches the play. It's a long ball over the top of everyone and out off the corner flag. The camera changed to Decore before I could see whether that went out for a throw or a corner. But yeah, we'll see that chance now again. Everton with the ball through Josh King, who whips one in. But the ball, Laporte half clears it and it just falls to Decore, who can't get it out of his feet. And Foden then defends well, and Decore puts his head in his hands. If Everton were to have scored, then it would have set up a really interesting last 10 minutes. It was out for a City throw. City hoofed up the pitch. Jesus, now back to Laporte. Now it's Cancelo, Jesus, Cancelo. City just trying to keep possession, not let Everton get back into this game. They've got the 2-goal advantage, of course, at the moment. Yuvraj saying this game is finished. I agree. But it would have been interesting if Decore had put Everton back in it then. Foden holds the ball up, finding Jesus. City in no real rush. From the left-hand side, De Bruyne. Can he produce something special? We know he can. De Bruyne again. Here is Rodrigo on his left-hand side. Laporte, De Bruyne, City keeping possession. It's like an exhibition match for them now. Just pass after pass after pass. Running Everton ragged. Not nice for Everton going into the derby off the back of something like this. Yuvraj saying City are just too good this season. Yeah, they had a shaky start after no pre-season, didn't they? But they found their style. They've sorted out their defence. Diaz has been a really good addition for them. They've done well with Gundogan performing superbly in the absence of De Bruyne. And they've done well in the absence of Aguero. They've found their goals. They've sorted out their defence. Jesus to Foden now. Back to Jesus on the left-hand side. Cancelo, City in no rush. Reece Reliable Man says he's a United fan, but Foden is some player. Yeah, I think we all have to respect Foden's ability. I said earlier, mate, I've not seen you in the chat before, so I think you're here. Here's Cancelo. Cuts inside, tries a little flick in behind, but can't quite do it. Everton have won a free kick. Oh, no, they haven't. I thought everyone just seemed to stop then as if Everton had won a free kick, but no. I think Everton had just given up on this one. But yeah, everyone can recognise the ability of Phil Foden. I think he's a potential Ballon d'Or winner in the future. Outstanding young talent. You know, he tore us to shreds a few weeks ago. He really is a class player. Really, really world-class talent. Found João Cancelo now for City. They're in no real rush, as I say. They're 3-1 up. They're satisfied with this. They're treating it as an exhibition now, keeping the ball under no real pressure from Everton. Everton's legs are looking tired. Ball in behind now. Well, one in the air by Cancelo, who's so high up the pitch. And now Gabriel Jesus cuts inside. Really good run from the Brazilian. Digne gets it away. Laporte. Everton stuck in their own half at the minute. Cancelo, it's gone dead flat and dead boring this game now, guys. I'll try and make it as entertaining as I can. I think that third goal from City has really put this game to bed. Everton look a team that have probably got one eye on Saturday now. And Foden's been found in behind. Can he get it across? Oh, it's a lovely ball, but Digne manages to head it behind before Mahrez can get on the end of it. David Newell says, what a player Foden is. City have a real gem. Cramping up here. City in no rush to take this corner from the right-hand side. Laporte coming forwards. They've got Diaz and Rodri forwards too. Some big men. in that Everton box. It's whipped in from the right-hand side, headed away by Godfrey. James Rodriguez, Sigurdsson. Oh, is he going to lose it? No, he does well to not lose the ball there, Sigurdsson, and go back to Pickford, who smashes clear. Everton very much just parked in their half of the pitch now. Yuvraj says just say Everton tried their best. Yeah, they did well for 60, 65 minutes or so, and then there's been nothing really. They look like a team that has lacked hope for the last half an hour. Not created much at all. Haaland has 18 goals in 13 Champions League games. It's just madness, isn't it? What a player. Generational talent. Oh, I've lost the internet a bit here. I hope I'm still okay for you lot. Game's back on for me. Cancelo, Foden. Back to Laporte. Dustin McGee saying, do you think Liverpool are back, or was Tuesday just luck? I'd like to think we're back, but I said the same after Tottenham and West Ham. So, I think we're going to have to get a string of good performances, a string of good results together before we can say anything like that. But the derby comes at a good time for us at the weekend. Foden or Saka? For me, Foden. I think rather than putting him in the brackets of Saka and Greenwood and Martinelli and players like that, you have to start putting Foden, just under the bracket of Haaland and Mbappe. That's how good I think he is right now. And City winning the ball back high up the pitch. They're in Everton's half. De Bruyne's win it back for them, and it's some lovely first one-touch football now. Cancelo can't get past Decore, though. And Everton now break. They're not getting too many men forwards, though. Decore just smashes it along the floor towards Richarlison, and City recover the ball. Yeah, this game's very flat now, very dead. Everton lacking hope, lacking desire, lacking any kind of spirit. They'll be looking ahead. City will be looking forwards. It looks like they are edging closer to a title this season, getting the Premier League back after Liverpool won it last season, of course. But City have looked very, very good this season, and they're looking in very, very good form at the moment. They bided their time today, and they've performed very, very well. Man of the match for me today. It's an interesting one. I think Rodri's played well. I think Diaz has done well at the back. For Everton, I think there's been a couple of bright players. I think Richarlison has been all right for Everton. But for me, I'm going to agree with Amazon. They've given it to Mahrez, and I was going to say Mahrez myself. I think he's looked bright every time he's been on the ball tonight. Foden, I think, has played really, really well as well. Bernardo, I think, has looked bright. But yeah, for me, I'm going to give it to Mahrez. Everton in possession of the ball. Godfrey, Decore. Godfrey, Decore, Sigurdsson, back to Pickford, who goes long and left. Here's Digne, who we saw in a more advanced role for Everton tonight in left midfield. Be interesting to see where he starts for Everton at the weekend. Over to the right now from Everton to Seamus Coleman. There will be 3 minutes of added time. 3 more minutes added on. Keep the comments coming in at full time. I'll give you a bit more detail into One Football. And remember, download the app, please. They are our sponsors for tonight's video. Without them, this video wouldn't happen. And it's a very, very good app, an app that I use a lot. I've used for tonight's game, before the game, to get the team news. I use often for many different games to help me with my betting, to see how teams are lining up and the formations. It's a very, very good app, One Football. And I can see Pep Guardiola is making his second sub of the night as he takes off Rodri and brings on Fernandinho. Yuvraj waxing lyrical for Manchester City, saying that they're just amazing and the way that they're playing at the minute is amazing. Clint Report just simply says Saka. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, Fernandinho has entered the pitch for Manchester City, and City on the ball now. They'll probably just pass out the game. Foden back to Laporte, who hasn't looked brilliant for City tonight, giving the ball away a lot. Fernandinho. Laporte over the top to Jesus. Can City get another one? Pickford's a long way off his line and he's smashing it out of play. He's so erratic, isn't he? Lets out a little scream. I can't hear it, but I can imagine it's a very high-pitched one from Jordan Pickford as he sprints back with his tiny arms to the Everton goal. Jay Palmer says City at the moment, best team in the league. Yep, and I think they're not too far away from that title. Cancelo on the floor now for City. About a minute left in this game of stoppage time, plus whatever Mariner thinks more is needed to be added after City made a sub, of course. It doesn't even look like he's caught Cancelo there, James Rodriguez. If he has, it's the slightest of touch. And I don't know why Cancelo is rolling about the floor. Skipping about now, but for me, I didn't see a touch in that. But City have won the ball up high up the pitch. De Bruyne, Mahrez, my man of the match for the tonight, and he puts it wide. Scuffs the effort, and it's wide of the post. It looks to me like it's going to finish Everton 1, Manchester City 3, going into that Merseyside derby at the weekend. We're just seeing that Mahrez shot back. He really needs to do better with that. City under pressure, Everton pressing high, but they deal with it perfectly. City. And I have to say, it's been a champion's performance from them this evening, Manchester City. They do look like they are very likely now to go on and win the title this season. Their third title in 4 years, of course. And there it is, full time. Andre Mariner blows the whistle for the end of the game. Manchester City take another step in the right direction towards winning the title, their third title in 4 years. They took the lead here through Phil Foden, who finished and was thankful for a deflection off Seamus Coleman. But Everton got back in it. Poor marking as far as City are concerned. Walker lost his man Digne. Digne drilled a shot at the City goal. It came off the post, hit Richarlison and went in. Richarlison looked bright for Everton all night on the counter, but as the game grew on, they lacked confidence, Everton. It was 1-1 at half-time. In the 60th minute, City went in the lead. Mahrez with a lovely finish. Mahrez, my man of the match tonight, scored from the edge of the area with a brilliant shot off the post and in with his left foot. And then 14 minutes later, Bernardo Silva put the game to bed. And after that, City just saw the game out and treated it like an exhibition match. And Everton go into the Merseyside derby at the weekend with tired legs off the back of this defeat. Thank you very much for joining us. Before you go, I'm just going to end with this, just to let you know of tonight's sponsors, who of course are OneFootball. Please check them out. It's sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the only football app you need to follow thousands of teams, hundreds of leagues and competitions worldwide. It is packed with all the latest news, videos, fixtures, scores, stats and key dates, and it personalizes the content that you want. It allows you to put your favorite team in, your favorite leagues, the fixtures you want to follow. It is an incredible app that I use, all my friends use, my family use it, everyone I know uses OneFootball, and if you're not using it yet, you need to go and download it. Thank you very much for joining me in the comments today. If there's a few more comments before we go, a few people saying don't go. Thank you very much for joining. We have seen a comfortable win for Manchester City tonight. Remember to check out OneFootball. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Remember to like, subscribe and comment, and we shall see you soon. There'll be lots of pre-match content over on Anfield Agenda ahead of the Merseyside derby on Saturday. Cheers, guys. We'll see you soon. Ta-ra.